So how'd it go this afternoon? The meeting we had earlier today. How did you feel about that?
It was really good. It gave us all an opportunity to have a really good conversation about what money is, and that we don't have to prostitute ourselves to just get money. We can enjoy our life and make money in the process.
That's right. That's right.
All money is not good money, and we had a lot of good conversations about it. But they're very excited, about just the possibility of understanding, how money can leverage, how we can, leverage it, for our benefit. And so that was a big aha moment.
Okay. Yeah, my daughter will be turning 18 in August.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm having these same conversations with her right now. And she's been working her first job at a little sandwich shop. And she's like, Dad, I keep working and I get my check and then it's gone. And then, okay, so let's talk about how you get out of that cycle instead of just staying stuck in that cycle forever. Right.
Yeah.
So
It is. It's a whole cycle. It's a whole mindset. It's a whole thinking.
yeah, for sure. For sure. But it's definitely the right age to get involved in that. I actually started financial planning when I was 23. I got my insurance license.
Is that right?
And started teaching financial literacy, and I've been doing it ever since. And there's just a huge difference in being open-minded at an early age to becoming financially literate, to understanding that, yes, you got an education, but they didn't teach you anything about this particular sector and how it works. And so now you got to go back to kindergarten and,
it's perfect.
right, and learn all of that stuff and graduate from the money school, right? And that takes time, right? Time is the most valuable lesson in money, right? And so as we learn to kind of balance time and money, things become easier for us as we get older, I think.
I think that's important. I think also, there's this scarcity mindset, that I think a lot of people are taught. I think the masses are taught, to be scarce and to think about limited and lack and all of that stuff, and keep people scared.
Yeah. It's funny. I didn't know any rich people growing up. I didn't know any rich people growing up. Like, I never saw one. Like it was like a whale, and I've never been to the ocean before. You know what I mean? I heard about whales, you know what I mean? But I've never seen one. You know what I mean? And it's not until you see somebody, you're like, wait a minute, I'm smarter than they are, or I'm just like them, or if they can do it, I can do. You start being like, wait a minute, I just must not be doing something right. And then I think when you take the emotions out of it, right? Because money is so personal. Just a quick little funny story. Money is so personal. People will insure their cars, but won't insure their kids. Right? They'll do a financial statement, put everything on there except for the weed budget. Right? And so when you really get to where that money's going, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the people. It's personal, right? Because we all are making these decisions based on living a life comfortably and trying to reach our goals at the same time, right?
Yeah.
And without a direct program, like if you're trying to lose 100 pounds at the gym, you get on a program, sooner or later you get there. You know what I mean? It works. So money is this mystery thing that nobody has a program for.
Right.
Right. And so that's what we're trying to create for the last 25 years. And I think we got a nice little system put together here, and a lot of good testimonials and people that are experiencing the life-altering effects of detaching from the concept of the numbers on the paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's that. And I think, like from my perspective, I'm also grappling with the fact that, I'm biased. I didn't realize I have bias with Black people, my own people. And I think a lot of Black people do. They just won't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, we have this tendency, I'll speak for myself, to look at folks, my people, with this side eye. I don't even ask the same level of due diligence questions with my white counterparts. And I'm just noticing that with my own behavior. And I think that has impacted me for a long time. And I expect it's probably impacted a lot of people. They're just not talking, because they don't want to seem some kind of way. But, I think we've been raised to be biased against one another, not to trust one another, to look skeptically and cynically, at those that are, creating success and wealth, in certain ways. And so I'm just opening my eyes to a lot of awareness that I didn't have about myself. And I'm like, oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like being able to recognize patterns and spot danger signs is a good thing. It's just when you project those things onto a situation or a circumstance before they're warranted that you end up cutting your own feet off, right? But I'll use an example. As I was talking to my son the other day, and as a Black man, we know you don't put 5 Black men in a car and go riding around at night. You're not breaking any laws, right? Well, you ain't did anything wrong, but you're gonna get stopped, right? It's just a guarantee that you're gonna get stopped, right? And so that's like an unwritten rule, it's an unwritten law that stops us from traveling together. It stops us from being in a 5-man conversation, or moving 5 deep, strength-wise, right? And so in all these ways we could have power, we eliminate that lane from our lives because of this fear that we may or may not actually get pulled over.
Right.
Well, we don't know, but we're not taking that chance, right? So that same thing comes with money. We're put in this market competitively, and we're competing for, for lack of a better term, the scraps on the table. We're not all in abundance, like, oh, here, take that, take this, take that. I don't care, right? We're all like, no, I need that, right? And so in a competitive market, it creates opportunities for alliances and betrayals, right? And so it's hard to overcome all of the financial trauma that not just us, but our friends and our family and our parents have put us through, right? And most of our parents didn't leverage debt to create income.
Oh, absolutely. They didn't even have a clue about that. They didn't have a clue.
Everything cash, everything whoop.
Yeah.
But in reality, they all made their money because they financed a house.
Yeah.
And that leverage over the years, it took their $50,000 house to $700,000 in San Francisco. You know what I mean? And they'll still tell you, no, we do everything cash, but they made all their money on leverage of credit. They just don't make the correlation because they think buying a house is an asset versus a liability. And so, but it's financial literacy, and having all the answers doesn't mean that we all have to make the same decisions. It just means that you get to make the best decision for you, having all the information available.
Yeah. I think that's the shift.